Before this video starts, I want to give a massive shout out to all my channel members. If you want to receive a shout out, then become a channel member today and you'll be shown on screen like all these other channel members here. Anyways, enjoy the video. In version 15.4, we get to see the addition of a June Bride variant for Hattori Hanzo, Hanzo the Groom, and in this video, I want to go over both him as an individual unit and to see how they're compared to the regular Hanzo to see what's different between the two of them. Before we start, like, comment, subscribe, the whole ordeal. The footage of Hanzo is at level 40. To see what they could bring to the wedding party, let's take a look at his stats. At level 30, he sports 56,000 health, deals 16,000 damage, and sports about 5,000 DPS. They stand at 450 range, sport a cost of 4,950, have a cooldown of 144.53 seconds, have 4 knockbacks, and move at 9 speed. They deal massive damage to red and zombie enemies with Zombie Killer. They can also slow these two traits for 2.4 seconds, as well as sporting Freeze and Toxic Immunity. Hanzo is a nuker unit, capable of dealing a good amount of damage into both red and zombie enemies. At level 30, this damage gets boosted to 64,000 with nearly 20,000 DPS, allowing him to cut down plenty of enemies in a short period of time. With 450 range, he's capable of outranging most red and zombie enemies, including higher range threats like Cadaver Bear, Death Shun, and Cappy. Hanzo also sports a slow that lasts for 2.4 seconds. While this may not sound that long, the slow has an uptime of 74%, allowing Hanzo to keep aggressive threats like Cadaver Bear and JK Bun Bun still for a long period of time with little chance of recovery. Hanzo also sports 2 immunities, being Freeze and Toxic Immunity. Freeze immunity is a situational but good immunity on him. Besides allowing him to be more valuable on stages that feature Henry, a few of his targets can freeze, most notably DNL and Death Shun. While the wave blocker may still be needed for DNL to minimize chip damage from the horse, Hanzo not getting stunned out of damage if no wave blocker is present can still be a very large advantage. This is especially so when paired with Courier to further pile on the damage. While Hanzo doesn't want to tank damage from Death Shun, in the event that they do, they won't get frozen by the dog and can strike back with an attack. Hanzo also sports Toxic Immunity. As of version 15.4, there are only 3 enemies he targets that sport this ability, all of which are zombies. These being Zolo, Big Peng Z, and Old Stritch. All of these enemies have a fairly potent toxic, so being able to not get chunked by it is pretty solid. While Hanzo does deal solid damage, there are some things to look out for when using him. First and most importantly is that long cooldown of 144 seconds. With the cooldown being this long, it's important to try to keep Hanzo alive for as long as possible, as if they die prematurely, then it'll be a long while before another one could be spawned. Another thing is that his base damage outside of his 2 targets is fairly low, so if a stage doesn't feature red or zombies, then they won't be doing much. One last thing of note is that 49.50 cost can be a bit pricey in some stages, so be mindful of your cash before setting him out onto the field. Before finishing this analysis off, I want to quickly compare Hanzo the Groom to War God Hanzo and to see what similarities and differences they sport. In terms of actual abilities and targets, Groom Hanzo targets red and zombie while War God Hanzo targets floating and dark. Groom Hanzo sports Zombie Killer as well as Toxic Immunity instead of Colossus Slayer and Slow Immunity. Groom Hanzo slows enemies while War God Hanzo freezes. As such, Groom Hanzo sports a longer CC duration, with it lasting 2.4 seconds with treasures, while War God Hanzo's only lasts 2 seconds after treasures. Both sport massive damage and freeze immunity. Groom Hanzo deals 21% less damage and sports 9% less health, but has 8% more DPS due to Groom Hanzo attacking every 3.23 seconds, while War God Hanzo attacks every 4.23 seconds. The last difference between the two is that Groom Hanzo is 375 cents cheaper to send out, costing 49.50 to send out compared to War God Hanzo's 53.25 cost. So, how good is Hanzo the Groom? Well, just like regular Hanzo, he is somewhat specialized at dealing with a few traits, but is able to be a pretty good unit against them. Sporting 450 standing range allows him to be safe into effectively every enemy he faces, and seeing as if they have slow instead of freeze, they get compensated for having a stronger CC uptime. They share most of the same flaws as regular Hanzo, but these don't detract from Hanzo from being a good nuker unit. With all that said, I want to thank you for watching this analysis of Hanzo the Groom. If you thought this insight was interesting, then be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy Battle Cats content, and comment down below your thoughts on them. I'd love to hear what you all think. Also, shout out to the following channel members: Dr. Deadly, Gamet, Virus Aparo, Just a Shark, Gross Cat the Ultra, Potato King, Clamorous, Bailey Grover, Jade Rabbit, Tentacle Gaming, I May Be Dumb, I'm Too Few, Alex the Durex, Carlos Fabian, Roberto, The Real Knight, Janet Altenberg, and the Gelatinous Cube for being silver members or higher. If you want to receive a shout out like these channel members here, then become a silver member or higher today. Becoming a channel member supports what I do in a way that helps keep the lights on and allows me to continue making content for all of you to watch. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day.